Hey, it's Joe Amoia, founder and creator of GPSforlove.com. Got a question for you. Are you still hung up on an ex? Do you still have a hard time getting over the fact that some guy did you wrong? Well, if so, I want you to pay close attention because today in this video, you're going to learn the 3 steps on how you can get over your ex. Now, before we get into that, I want to share an email that I got from one of the members of our GPS for Love community. It says, Joe, I was with a guy for 9 years. We have children together. He has cheated and left us several times. Each time he has moved on and gone right into the arms of another girl. Yes, I know it's my stupidity for taking him back, and after this last time, I'm done. But it still hurts, though. I can't help but feel extremely anxious over the thought of him being with someone else and treating that person better after I've sacrificed so much. How do I let go of this situation and this stupid feeling? Thanks for your input. Well, great question, and that's how it became literally the catalyst for this video. So there are 3 things that you can do to get over this. The first is what I call identify your story. What I mean by that, there's a story here. There's something that she's telling herself, and there's something that you're telling yourself, which is where all your emotions go. And that's keeping you stuck. It's called a disempowering story. When you focus on that and you think about that, that takes all of your power away. It makes him responsible for your happiness. So in this scenario, in this email, the story is, I can't help but feel extremely anxious over the thought of him being with someone else and treating that person better. Okay. Now I understand that may be true. He may have run into the arms of another woman, and he may be treating her better. But what you got to realize is that's for now. Okay, and it may look better than it is, but the fact is, and you've said it, this guy has cheated multiple times. Well, I guarantee everything I own that somewhere, sometime, this woman who he's in the arms of now, basically, he's going to cheat on her. Okay. And she's going to feel exactly the way you do when he runs into the arm of someone else. You know, the beautiful thing about understanding human nature is people have patterns. So cheaters cheat, liars lie. You know, people who have unhealthy relationship with food, when they're stressed, they eat. So the beautiful part is you have to sit back and just let people identify who they really are. Now, how does this help you? Well, once you identify your disempowering story, you then have to create a new empowering story. Like I just shared with you, instead of saying, you know what, oh, I'm here all by myself with the kids, and you know what, he's in the arms of somebody else after everything I've sacrificed. The empowering story is, you know what, thank God he's out of my life. I don't have to deal with this BS. I don't have to deal with a guy who's a boy who's not emotionally available to be the partner that I need. Or the story might be, you know what, thank God I don't have to worry about him ever cheating on me again because he's never going to be given the opportunity to cheat. Or you know what, he's going to be with this other woman and now he's going to cheat on her. Whatever, you have to create a story that you believe, that you resonate, that ultimately will be your truth, because you ultimately get to decide, do you want to believe the disempowering story or do you want to believe the empowering story? It's simply a choice. You get to believe and focus on whichever one you want to believe. Now, what will also help you is the 3rd step, and that's believing in something that's called karma. See, there was a time in my life where I felt the same way, not necessarily with someone who cheated, but someone who quote unquote did me wrong. And I was pissed. And I realized, you know what? My story was they did me a favor because now I was out of that relationship and I never had to go back. But what gave me grace, what gave me the ability to feel better was knowing that there was this thing called karma. You know, you reap what you sow, what goes around comes around. And from my experience, it always worked that way. It may not be now, it may not be a month from now, it may not be a year, but somewhere, somehow, karma's going to come back and kick them in the ass. And so that's something that you can focus on too, is realizing that, you know what, they may have done me wrong, but you know what, I don't have to give, and this is my philosophy, you screwed me over once, okay? I'm not going to give you that power ever again. From here on out, what I do is up to me. See, when you have that disempowering story, you're in victim mode. You feel powerless, right? But when you create that empowering story and you focus on that and you tell yourself that, now you're not a victim, you're a victor. Okay? You take the power back. You get to decide how things are going to be from then on out. And then that reassurance that you'll give you in those moments of doubt is, you know what? There's karma. Somewhere, somehow, he's going to get his. And I promise you, it's going to happen somewhere, sometime. So, little homework for you, some mirror time. I want you to step out if you're struggling to get over an ex, and I want you to go through these exercises. Go through these 3 parts. The first 2 is really the most important. Is identify your story. What's the story you keep telling yourself, where you become disempowered, you become a victim? Simply identify it. Then create a new empowering story, one that makes you feel better, one that makes you get the power back so that you can move on from this point and get back to the life and ultimately the relationship that you want. So go ahead, take that mirror time and then do it. I promise you, you're going to see things much more clearly, and it's going to help you to feel a lot better and get your power back, because that's the most important thing. Now, if you like this video and you find it helpful, simply hit the like button below and then share it with your friends and make sure you subscribe. Now, if you have any other questions or comments, make sure to post those down below. It's always an honor and privilege to share this time with you, and I'll see you in the next video. Much love.